I guess I'll start at the beginning then. It was a little bit colder that morning than it was the day before. It didn't matter. Donnie and I were always prepared for that sort of thing. When you're hunting a wild animal, you need to be ready. And with everything that can go wrong on a trip like that, I'm glad Donnie was with me. He's a nice guy, as far as brothers go. He didn't ask me if it was okay to bring his old dog Grizz with us, but whatever. I thought nothing could spoil that weekend. Earlier in the month, I'd gone up to our parents' old cabin and set up a motion camera, hoping to see, well, anything really. I'd put up all the usual things to bait animals in the area. Salt blocks and apples for deer or moose, and sugary cakes and meat stuffed inside a barrel for any black bears. We hadn't been up in the mountains in years, so we wanted to see what's in the area and what type of hunting tags we'd need. Well, when I went back after a week to check the camera, the barrel I'd set up to entice bears was completely flattened. Flattened. Not torn up, not ripped apart. Something squashed that thing like a beer can. So I told Donnie we're not dealing with your average animal here. I packed my truck with more than enough food, water, plenty of ammo for whatever was out there in those woods. I guess that's why Donnie brought his dog with him. For the added security, maybe? Regardless, we were pretty sure it was a moose that destroyed that metal barrel, and our plan was for me to sit up in the tree blind while Donnie and his mutt scoped the area. They'd be using a moose call to make any bulls that are around run over to us. First day of the hunt, we didn't see anything. And the second day was looking to be the same. Nothing. Zilch. Nada, even. That is until around 2:30. That's when I first heard the sound. It was unlike anything I'd ever heard before. It was so loud, it felt like my bones were vibrating so much they were gonna shatter. I tried to call Donnie on the walkie-talkie to see if he heard anything. Donnie? Did you hear that, man? Sounded like Satan just woke up. Radio silence. I could hear Grizz barking out there somewhere. I shut the walkie-talkie off. It was going to alert anything out there that was listening. I got my rifle ready and in position and began scanning my surroundings. It started to rain as I heard what sounded like loud, underground explosions coming towards me. I turned towards them and I saw the tree line starting to split apart, sort of like in the Bible when Moses divided the Red Sea. That's how I'd describe it. Something was forcing these massive trees apart, and it was about to burst out of the woods. Well, it was clear to me now that we weren't the ones who were hunting. We were being hunted. This creature that burst out from the trees looked to be about 10 feet tall on 4 legs. I said creature because you ain't gonna hear about this on National Geographic, let me tell you. As I tried to cling to an ounce of my sanity at this point, I hoped to get a better look at this thing. It kept stomping and sniffing the ground like it was trying to find something. Looking at this animal was like something from a nightmare. Its painfully matted fur was a mix of gray and bone white, with pulsating sores growing and oozing along its body. The antlers on its head looked mangled, twisting around and pointing up and down. After the creature lumbered around for what felt like an eternity, I dreaded the moment it locked eyes with me as I watched from my perch. The beast charged at the tree I was in and it shattered like a twig. No. As I was falling, I saw my aggressor up close. One eye socket was completely empty, and the other one had an eyeball dangling out. Strange-looking bugs buzzed around its face as I hit the ground after plummeting the full 12 feet. I could hear Grizz barking as the creature rampaged. Next thing I remember was Donnie lifting me up and trying to get me out of there.
There, I got you, man.
If Donnie and Grizz weren't there, I'd have been a statistic. Donnie dragged me to cover while we hid, and Grizz somehow forced the monster to chase him off into the brush. Before you ask, yes, Grizz made it out. He caught up with us at the cabin late at night. I don't know what that thing was. Some horrible genetic experiment gone wrong? A demon of the forest? Or maybe the legendary Wendigo? What's relevant to you is the story I just told. It's true. And the fact that that thing is still out there.